Hey everybody, John here. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this. I'm actually hunting for a ghost town called Alexandria, Arizona. And the reason that I'm excited about it is the fact that, as far as I can tell, there has been no YouTube coverage of this ghost town that I can find. Alexandria was pretty good size. It was actually supposed to be about 100 buildings. It was created in 1877. There was a post office, a lot of buildings, there was a huge mine. It's between Crown King and Prescott, and we're going to go ahead and try to find this. So I'm probably going to have to hike in. I'm going to be able to get a little bit closer by Jeep, but the roads that I saw on Explore Earth I haven't found to be open. I've got a gate in front of me here that I'm going to go a little bit, but it looks like a power line road. We're going to find out. Take you along for the adventure. Now, before I open the gate, there is one interesting rock that I found. There's a lot of silver mining up here, and this place that I'm going to go, Alexandria, was supposed to be a big silver mine. Now, I don't know if this is actually silver coating this. It's got flow like it. It's only on one side. But look at the quartz that has just filled this. So this is a rock I'm probably going to keep just out of curiosity. It's pretty good size. And it's as big as my hand. Take this, put this back in the Jeep, then open the gate. See how close I can get. And I might have a hike of about 3-4 miles to get where I'm going. So see you along the way. Okay everybody, I've been hiking for a couple of hours now, and I don't think I'm going to get there going this direction. It is, at least according to my GPS, nestled in between the big mountain range and the little mountain range in front of me. A ways back in, I do see a road down there. That road that I'm looking at right now, that's the main road that's heading to Crown King. I'm actually up on top of a ridge. It is a really beautiful area, but I think I'm going to pick a different way. Because, as you can see, I've already torn both hands up a little bit. So, giving blood for this adventure. And that's a pretty steep little gorge down there, so I think I'm going to try to figure out a way to get back to Alexandria. See you guys all in a bit, I hope. It was actually blocked off by a car and I couldn't see it. Or at least I think I found the road. So I'm going to head back this way, and maybe I just took a good hike through the mountains for no apparent reason. But we'll find out. That's all part of the adventure. Now, supposedly the person that founded this town was walking around up here in the Bradshaw Mountains and found what he thought was an odd piece of rock sticking out of the ground, and it turned out to be pure silver. At least that's what he said. And then immediately put this town in place. Somebody had road signs here, shut this down for some reason. Now, of course, we're on National Forest land, so even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be allowed to metal detect, and that's too bad, because an area this old around a mining encampment, I could possibly find some pretty interesting stuff. This is narrow and steep, and you go over the edge, you're dead. time. Since I really try to avoid that death thing. Although there are some people in my circle of friends and family that would counter that claim. I definitely see some tire tracks, so there's been some ATVs. And there's a spot I could probably turn around right there if I had to, so that's good news because I won't have to go so far. I just can't believe that nobody has explored this for YouTube yet. I mean, I realize it's a little remote, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, look at that. All right, we're setting up for some photography here. I don't think there's going to be anybody that bugs me, and if they do, I'll move. Shutting this off. Okay, I'm making my way up around that corner, and it must get up pretty cold up here at night still, because that's a little bit of snow in the shadow off to my left-hand side there. So I mean, it is early February, but it's probably, at least in the sunshine, 80 degrees up here, even though I'm at 5,000 feet. Still making my way really slow. I see a barricade up there, so that I'm not going to be able to drive around to that other building, but I'll certainly walk to it. Is that a sign? Sure. Oh, cool. Okay, I guess somebody was buried up here. Dewey Virgil Snyder. 1922 maybe to 1992? Hard to tell. That is a replacement tombstone. But it's not that interests me as much as this really old car that was buried in the side of the mountain here. Let me turn around here so you guys can see it. Now, people have camped up here, so... Oh, look at all this. Anyway, look at this car in the side of the mountain. Alright, more still photos. This is what I come out here for. Wow, look at this. I am here. I'm going to be able to, I think I'm going to be able to get closer. I can't believe that nobody has checked this out yet. I mean, I realize that it's really tight quarters. This would be better for an ATV to try to make it up here. I know there's another set of buildings just on the other side of this ridge right here. I'm going to try to make it back there too. You can see the really old path where they might have used horses, pack mules, whatever, to get in and out of here. back before the 1900s. But it's really remote. But still, almost everything has been documented on YouTube. And I couldn't find anything on Alexandria, Arizona. So it's limited at best. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this away, drive up a little further, and then figure out a way to make my way down to this this building here. This is just way cool. See you in a minute. Okay. Dewey Virgil Snyder, 1922. I believe that's 1922 to 1992. It's hard to tell. Somebody defaced this. Like I said, this is a replacement by the APCRP in 2012. I haven't even made it to the mine yet. At that, you can see some tailings up here, but I'm not going to go up there to work this. But there's also all of this old metal in this mine area here. Go ahead and pan across. Looks like all tin roofing. And you can see where I'm at in comparison to the buildings, to the mine. There was supposed to be upwards of 100 buildings up here according to the paperwork that I read. I don't know where they would have put them unless they were spread all over the place. You can see more. Now I have seen some old private property signs, but they're not up. I have seen an old picture of the town. I'm going to try to align that later with that mountain up there so I can kind of get a perspective and maybe line the two up. Alright, I'm going to try to get closer. Okay everybody, I still haven't made it to the buildings yet. As you can see, I'm right around the corner from it, and I found my first mine shaft. So we're going to go take a peek and see where this goes. It is a horizontal mine shaft. It has definitely had foot traffic in it before. You can see the footprints, but that doesn't mean that we can't explore it and see what's going on. Alright. No bats yet. That's always a good sign. Lots of flies though. You can hear the sound of the flies buzzing. This is a tall mine shaft, probably 10 feet. I don't see anything really interesting in here yet. The flies definitely go back a ways. Piece of timber. Try to keep my voice down anytime I'm in a mine. I just never really know how solid it is. Starting to see a little bit of vein work. There's a offshoot to the right here. Let's go down this way, see what's going on here yet. It's really dry. You can see the drill hole where they probably did some blasting. Looks like an exploratory shaft. Get a little more mine or vein work here. Okay, this is the end of it. Probably didn't like what they found here. All right, let's head back. Go up that main corridor. I'm going to shut this off and conserve battery, and then when I get to the main corridor, I'll turn it back on. Okay, I'm back in the main corridor again. The shaft actually goes back quite a ways. And by the looks of each one of these spots that I'm stepping on, looks like railroad ties used to be in here. Maybe. I don't see any more footprints down here. Well, this is interesting. Okay, I think I'm coming to the end of it. Unless there's another offshoot. Making sure there's no holes. Old pipe here. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Left or right? I got a curved tunnel to the right, curved tunnel to the left. Okay, the left one looks like it ends. Looks like they tried to go ahead and see if they could follow the vein some more and didn't. Okay, let's go to the right. I don't know if you can see how sparkly this is. And this one does the same thing. Off to the right. So I'm at the end of this mine shaft. You can see how far down I am. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off, head back out, and maybe we can make it to the buildings. See you all in a couple minutes. Okay, so while I was on my way in, and you've got that first corridor to the right, I didn't realize that that piece of wood was also pointing towards another shaft further up. Now, since I'm by myself, I am not going to turn this into a ladder and go up there. But, because this looks like it was all played out, they might have just been exploring to see if that vein went anywhere else. Alright, I'm going to continue out. I made it that far. Okay, I'll admit that I am almost silly happy. I love finding places that very few people, if any, have previously documented. I mean, that's kind of what this is all about. But there are so many people out and about that it's hard to find virgin territory, so to speak. But like I said, when I was doing a search on YouTube, for videos of Alexandria, Arizona. I didn't find any videos, and even on a Google search, I think I only found one picture. So this place has basically been lost to time. I'm making my way to that first almost blue-colored building from the backside. I mean, it is definitely old. You could see that there's not a lot left here, but it's still really cool. And other people have been here. I just don't know why it's got such limited documentation. I don't trust any of these boards. This place is pretty sketchy. Alright. Let's go down here. There's not much roof left on it. Probably most of the roof is over there in that pile that I saw before. Now this mine, although it closed down originally in like 1897, it was reopened in 1903, but it just never really took off again. Banker's boxes. Those look like core samples. See if I can work my way down here. Lots of concrete workings here from the original mine. If I pause with what I'm saying, it's because I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do, where my next step is going to be. There's a ladder, which is broken. So obviously I'm not going to be... I don't know how sturdy that is. Old 55-gallon drums. Here's some more of those core samples. That's how they determine whether there's anything to go looking for. I don't see any. I see what was boxes, so those must have been core sample boxes, but I don't know if I can even... Alright. See if I can get up on this concrete here to kind of... Cool. What else have we got? Can you imagine? This was all poured, which means that they would have had to bring up concrete up here to do this. And the water to do it. So can I keep making my way down here? Somehow? Some way? Alright everybody, come along with me while I figure this out. Oh yeah. I don't see anything that even remotely looks like it's got a date on it. I mean, the history shows. Now, if this is fiberglass, this is in fairly recent times. And that's a fiberglass chair. So, some people have done a little bit of something up here. Look at that valley. Can you imagine? Late in the 1800s, early 1900s. I mean, even Prescott, which was the capital at that time, is about 30 miles, give or take, as the crow flies. And it's all this type of mountains. And the history that I read said that there was a mill works that they went to that was 30 miles away. So that might have been around where Prescott is. But this is really rugged to try to do that. All right. So this is way cool, but I've got more, at least one more building to check out, and then I don't know what else I'm going to find. The sun's getting ready to go down over the mountain, so I'm not going to be able to spend a whole lot of time up here. Actually, when you look at this, I see some stoneworks right about there. Follow over, see some stone right about there where the white paint is. So maybe kind of showing up where the buildings were. All right, I'm shutting this off. See you at the top. Okay, just creeping along to the second building. That is about a 200-foot drop on the right-hand side, and this is definitely one-lane road. So I got no room for error here. It's not like I'm that worried, but you just never like to tempt fate. Like I said, I have an aversion to that death thing, so I don't know if you can see it in the distance, but you can see all the twisty, curvy roads to even try to get to these places, and the beautiful scenery off in the distance. I mean, I see old fence posts and what was left of barbed wire. I hope there's a place to turn around up here, because I would hate to have to back out of this. I should be coming up on that other building here in a little bit. Now, there was, according to the Explorer Earth Landsat, there was definitely another set of buildings further on, but with the sun getting ready to go down on the other side of the mountain, I think I will just have to be content with these two buildings. And that's okay. I mean, I'll give them credit. They tried their hardest to find silver and other minerals up here, but because that is way nasty. Well, at least I got someplace I can turn around up here. That's good news. Aha. Looky, looky, looky. Another mine. Sweet. Alright, we're going to check this out. I know I got to be close to that other building, and I don't really think I'm going to risk going a lot further. I'll walk up a little bit. All right, we're going to see what's going on with this one. This actually looks like it might have been a ate it for hiding dynamite and stuff like that. But let me park this, and we're going to do a little exploring. All right. Okay, and we actually have two little holes here. The one that I showed you next to the reeds, and then this one, which is only about 2 feet high, maybe. Goes back a little ways. Let me pull out my flashlight and see if this is just a storage. Yep. That's all it looks like. Looks like storage. Alright. We'll go check out the other one now. There seems to be mine holes all over the place up here. You could definitely spend a long time. Now this has fairly recent pipe working up to it, so maybe this is still inactive. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm not going to go further up in here because that is a sign on this middle working right there that says bad air. So, and it's flooded. So we are not going to take our chances on this one. Interesting to look at, but I generally will not explore a mine if I don't feel that it's safe, especially if I'm by myself. Now, if somebody actually put that sign up there to scare people off, well, in this particular case, it worked for me. So I'm going to shut this off for a moment, walk down the trail a little bit further, see if I can see that other building, because I've got to be close. And I don't want to keep driving if I don't have to, especially if I'm right there. So I'll turn this on in just a moment. Okay, I found what I'm going to find in this area. You can see the old stock tank further down that way. As I pan across this valley, you're going to see the smelter workings or slag pile. And then as you go up here, you're going to see the stone structure. Now I could get to it if I wanted to scramble down, but all it looks like is stoneworks. Not really anything to explore, and since I can't go metal detecting here, which is really kind of sad, there's no real point in making my way down there. If there was a regular building to explore, I would do it. Well, everyone, this is it for this adventure. I am glad I found it. It's been a cool adventure. One of those places that's just been forgotten out of time. There's probably more around here, and I will definitely keep it on my list since I have the grid coordinates and I have it pegged in my Explore Earth. So I'm going to check the surrounding areas and see if there's any more buildings that I can go explore. But this is well worth it. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, follow me. Facebook, YouTube. Please leave comments, good or bad. If you could think of any place that you want me to go find, I'll be more than happy to do it. As you can see by the blood on my arms, I am not afraid of getting out in the wild and exploring what other people haven't, or exploring what other people have. Look at that, just stacks of mines and mines on top of each other. I could probably spend days up here. Okay, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna make my way down the mountain. Bye now. Okay, seems like when I say goodbye, I never really get to say goodbye on the way out. I saw this old wrecked car in the canyon. It's not that far down, so I'm gonna see if I can make my way down there. Those of you that watch my videos know that I seem to not be able to resist wrecked and abandoned cars. So let's see if I can make my way down into this little gorge here and see what we got. You always have to hope that they didn't actually wreck. Because most of the time when you find this type of stuff, they die. I'm just hoping that it turns out that it was just something that broke down up here and they just pushed it over the edge. Although that's kind of a waste too, but still, that has a better end scenario. I mean, it's hard to tell what it was, at least from this part of it. I've got a bumper here. It's an old school bumper. Kind of looks like from the 1960s. Not really enough left to figure that one out. Looks like what's left of a truck bed down here. You got a shock tower and a front bumper. Actually, it looks like there's multiple cars down here. That seems to happen to me a lot too. They always wind up being like a dumping ground. I think this was the motor. Sideways. That's a stovetop. Hard to tell what this was. Normally, I'm pretty good with figuring out what the cars are because I've worked on so many over my life, but there really may not be enough left of this one for me to figure it out. Maybe. Let me get down to the front. The things I do for a mystery. Let's take a look here. Okay. My guess, kind of from the design, at least from this one, what's left of it, I'm going to guess Chevy truck, 1967 to 1972. By that grill. I mean, it really is hard to tell. And by the peak on that fender there, I'm going to guess a Ford sedan. Maybe like a Fairlane, Galaxy, something like that. Alright. Just figured I'd check it out. Thanks for coming down the side of a little mountain. As you can see, it's starting to get dark, so I got to work my way out of here. Thanks a lot.